I don't care that I have a $700 car note.
Car salesmen are trying to normalize high car payments.
Average car payment now is over $500, about $504 a month over 84 months.
Hey, get your money up, now you're funny up. Get your money up, now you're funny up, bro. Get your money up. Get your money up.
So it comes as no surprise that car payments nowadays have gotten out of control, out of this world, from the predatory practices at car lots and wanting to get you financed for that new and shiny 2025 vehicle. Anything for that sweet commission, right?
An hour and a half to get here. You don't scare me. We drove an hour and a half to get here, and you're gonna put that crap right in front of me? Who you think you are, little buddy? You think you're in the car business? Yeah, I'm gonna send this to the news agency.
My name is Hank Hill, and I sell propane and propane accessories.
It's honestly like every single company or every single product out there is just trying to keep you in perpetuity, paying payments like it's no tomorrow because it's in their best interest to, right? And as a finance major, I've been taught in school that the point of a company is to basically maximize shareholder like wealth, essentially. And if that means screwing over the customers, I guess so be it, right? There's been a lot of horror stories at car lots and just dealerships in general. I mean, I have some of my own as well when I was trying to look for a car, maybe around like a year and a half ago. But that's a story for a different time, a different video. Like and subscribe, stick around. I'll tell you my horror stories that I've had in these dealerships. I mean, you got cars going for $100,000, $200,000 I've seen even. It's absolutely insane how inflated these prices are. But anyways, let's get right into this.
$100. What are you driving? What's your payment?
I drive a 2022 Toyota Tundra. I pay $625 a month.
What are you driving? What's your car payment?
I got a 2024 Grand Highlander. I pay $1,200 a month.
What are you driving? What's your payment?
I have a 22 4Runner TRD off-road with no car payment. I pay cash.
What are you driving? What's your payment?
I have a 2024 Toyota Limited 4Runner and I pay $572 a month.
What are you driving? What's your payment?
I drive a Mercedes and I have no payment because my parents bought me my first car.
What are you driving? What's your payment?
2023 TRD Camry, and it's paid off.
What are you driving? What's your payment?
Crown, Toyota Crown Platinum. It's $590.
What are you driving? What's your payment?
I drive a TRD Camry. Payments $550 a month.
Okay, I know I said that car payments were expensive, but $1,200 a month going to a bank? That's crazy. That is like a mortgage back in the day. When I say back in the day, I'd probably say maybe early 2000s, maybe. Because even my dad was paying like maybe $1,240 for his house. Of course, that's when the market was kind of low, at least in our eyes, because nowadays just like the average housing price is like $300,000. I got my car a year and a half ago, and basically I told my dad, hey, can you finance this for me? Rather than me paying interest with the bank and giving them money, I would rather keep the money within our family. So he was like, yeah, okay, I'll just pay it out in full. It's 18.5K, a used vehicle, a 2021 used vehicle with low miles. And you know, we got it. I'm happy with it, and I was able to put that money in a money market account to gain interest, and here we are. I'm literally like maybe 3 payments away from paying it off, but it's paying off to my dad, so no interest, no fees, and basically I can pay whenever I want, within reason, of course, because I don't want to just stall payments out indefinitely, right? Or not paying back at all. I'd like to pay them back, and I do have a little schedule set up. So that's kind of how it works. So if you're buying your first car, I recommend, you know, having someone basically just, if they can, pay it off completely, and then you kind of finance it through them. With no interest, if they're like a relative or something. Of course, I've heard that you shouldn't borrow money from relatives, but in this case, I don't know. I just trust, you know, my parents trust me, I trust them, type of deal. So I feel like there's that kind of mutual relationship there, and they're your parents, so like, I don't know, that's kind of what we have. Especially since I'm living with them, it's like I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, type of deal. I mean, you save a lot of money. So it's like we keep it within ourselves. Just food for thought.
Car salesmen are trying to normalize high car payments. I have a question. Does that mean that real estate agents are normalizing the cost of housing? Does that mean that mortgage lenders are trying to normalize high mortgage rates? Does that mean that your car insurance agent is trying to normalize your high-ass car insurance payment? Does that mean the loan officer at your local credit union is also, normalizing high rates? Does that mean that Girl Scouts are trying to normalize the cost of the cookies? I know you guys hate car salesmen, but I'm pretty sure that you just want someone to blame, and blame inflation. Inflation doesn't discriminate, it literally affects all of us. Car salesmen are used to being the most hated profession. Bring it on, we have thick skin. Blame us. New cars are more expensive these days because they're basically like computers on wheels. The same payments that you guys think I'm normalizing are the same payments that I would pay if I was in the market for a vehicle. If you don't want a car payment, cool. If you're gonna ride your car till the wheels fall off because you don't have a car payment right now, cool. But please stop shaming people that have a car payment because most of us do. And that's okay.
No, I don't think I will.
Now, I get where she's coming from, that it's not really the salesman's issue, but the thing is, from my experience and from many other people's experiences going to these dealerships, many of the salesmen try to get you in on a financing plan, and if you even bring the thought of paying in full in cash, they will keep saying that the price they have listed on the dealership website is different. The MSRP means nothing. They have some kind of premium and just a bunch of fees that go along with the car. Everything is kind of accounted for in the price already, so the MSRP should just be reflected of whatever I'm getting. So to say that this car is worth $10,000 more than it actually is because you say, oh, it comes with fancy wires or mats or all these different things. Yeah, I'm starting to think maybe they're trying to normalize you into getting into financial payments rather than just getting a discounted price and then paying it full in cash. The amount of times I went over the numbers with them and said that you are not giving me a discount. You're literally just taking the premium packages off, the mats, the cost of the mats, the cost of the tires. Oh my god, they're premium tires. Bro, no one cares. They're like shoes. You just use them and that's it. You don't even think about them, right? So it's basically this constant back and forth. I was trying to upsell these things when I'm literally saying, hey, I don't want any of your premium packages. This is bullshit. I just want MSRP on the website because it's what the website states. And yeah, pretty much it. And if you give me this discount with MSRP, then yeah, we'll call it a day. But no, they literally would not give me MSRP, let alone a discount on MSRP. So it's like, okay, well, then what do you want me to do? Well, if you get the 3-year package, extended warranty and service, you'll just have to, no, I said I wanted the MSRP. That's it. That's all. I don't want any more gadgets, any more of this nonsense. If I don't want this type of car per se, could you guys get another vehicle here? When will that happen? Etc. etc. Then they had the audacity to basically say, oh, well, that's going to come with a fee, a shipping fee, because we said so. And I'm like, what do you mean? You guys have cars delivered here regardless because you're going to go and sell them. Like, hello? Make it make sense. Now, the used car dealer, they did have financing as a thing, but they didn't really push it all that much. And of course, you couldn't get discounts. At least they wouldn't offer discounts. Even if I paid in cash or anything like that, you know, they just sold as is type of deal. So it's like, okay, if you had a mechanic friend, bring him over, inspect the vehicle, check the Carfax, and see if you want it or not. Drive it, boom, complete the sale. That's it. Of course, if you can't afford it, you can finance it, but if you can afford it and pay it out in cash, that's probably more preferred.
Average millionaire drives a 4-year-old car with 41,000 miles on it, and of course it's paid for, and they haven't had car payments in decades, which is how they became a millionaire, because the average car payment now is over $500, about $504 a month over 84 months. If you invest $504 from age 30 to age 70, you'll have somewhere around $5 million in your Roth IRA. I hope you like your car. Our advice, knowing that cars lose 60 to 70% of their value in the first 4 years, is to buy a quality used car unless you have a net worth in excess of $1 million. Then if you want to buy a new car, you can afford to take the loss on it.
But I still can't help but feel like inflation is one thing. I get the debt, the national debt is quite high, but at the same time, I feel like the US has already dug itself a hole. Because think about it for 1 second. People are basically piggybacking off of other people when it comes to stocks, right? That's why they say just invest your money into stocks. Retirement funds, go to the stock market. Your 401ks, stock market. Anything that's investment related, stock market. What better place to put your money in? ETFs. The top 505 companies, I think. No? Take SPY, for example. It pays some dividends here and there, but for the most part, it kind of goes up in price. And it's been doing so for quite some time now, and people have been basically just saying it like it's fact that the S&P 500 is just going to keep going up and up and up, and there's no way to lose. And of course, we can just say it's like inflation, the prices are just going up, up, and up. But like the companies that go and cut costs and basically just minimize or at least lower the quality of their products to meet shareholder demand, how long will they be able to keep this up? Because at some point either it plateaus and you can't really do it anymore, and that's when the money runs dry. So it's like a really messed up game of hot potato with people's lives and livelihood. It's like if you're born in the wrong time, you're dealt a wrong hand right off the bat, you know? It just feels a little weird to think about. Of course, we can look at inflation. Yes, national debt. Okay, cool. But the national debt's due to people in power, right? Politicians, especially. Golly. I don't like to get political in anything, but we are paying tax money, right? Your money is being delegated by these people, right? So I wish we could just say what our money goes to, but no, it just goes into a pool and then they decide what they do with the money. So I don't really like that. I really don't like that system because it gives them like all the power in the world to do certain things. And well, I'm not really fond of people using my money without my say so, let alone making decisions and having that affect the overall nation that we live in. So yeah, not to mention the same Congress people and our politicians are being paid by big companies, aka being lobbied by these companies to put policies and all these different things to basically push this agenda to make regulations that would ultimately affect the consumer in some way, shape, or form, whether that be right to repair or God knows what. I mean, take a look at Apple in the App Store. You have to go through Apple's App Store to basically put anything on the iOS system, right? There's no other way around it. Of course, you can jailbreak your phone, but that avoids any warranty or any like help from Apple, essentially. So basically, Apple gets a cut from all the apps that are in the App Store, regardless, and every single thing needs to come from the App Store. So they are making money. Making fat bank, actually, because they have a monopoly on their iOS system. Windows is kind of not as bad as Apple. Android isn't really that bad either because it's like, I think, a Linux mobile system. And if you guys don't know what Linux is, it's basically like an operating system that's open source and it's free, and you can download it on like a USB drive and just have that as your default operating system. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what a hoopty is, but it sounds like it's definitely worth $15,000 for sure with that name. But I mean, if you go to like a Ford dealer and check out the Fords there, the trucks there, their tags are reading like 6 digits, 6 figures, bro. Hundreds of thousands of dollars, even $200,000, which is really insane because that is an entire house back in the day or a down payment for a house today. That to me just seems unnaturally high. Like, and every time I see a new truck, like a truck from like 2022 onwards, and I think to myself, golly, this person just spent God knows how much on this truck, bro. Because when you finance something like that, you're not paying $100 and something thousand. You're paying like probably triple that, like $300,000 over the span of the loan. So it is quite high of a, payment or cost to pay over time. And sure, don't get me wrong, they do look cool with the 4 tires in the back and 4 tires in the front, but like hundreds of thousands of dollars over time, I would rather just go on Craigslist and buy a shitty Beamer truck than a clapped out truck from 1993. Okay, these are like luxury prices for normal cars, normal trucks, right? And don't get me started about luxury cars, because they're a whole nother thing that I can go on about, right? But to have the price tag of a Corvette or McLaren on a normal truck, it's just mind-boggling to me. Hell, even some luxury cars you can get under $100,000, which is just like, how? How have trucks gotten this expensive? How have vehicles gotten this expensive? If you're in the market for a luxury car, I'd probably say rent one out first to see how it feels, because let's be fair, if you decide to go all in on a luxury car, the dopamine, the happiness that you feel will wear off. Trust me, dude. This isn't coming from someone that bought a luxury car, because I'm not that stupid too, right? This is someone that knows materialistic things don't fill the void, okay? As a matter of fact, the only thing that gets filled or gets put into the void is like stress, because now you got another car payment that you got to keep up with, another bill to pay every single month, and if your job goes bye-bye and you can't fulfill that payment, that car goes away, you lose your money, all of that nonsense. Your credit gets dinged, just absolutely financial suicide. But yeah, I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. What are you guys paying for a monthly payment? Are you guys paying a monthly payment? Did you guys notice how much car prices have gone up? What's the highest price you've seen at a dealership or on a lot? Or do you just go to Craigslist or auctions to basically find your next car? If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe, stick around, leave a like, because it helps me push my stuff out. I get that we're all worried about car payments, but here's a video about a TikToker who spends $10,000 a month on a gym membership. Click here to watch.